Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and our producer, Mr. Everything, Josh Hennig, as we broadcast live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show, as we've done throughout the whole football season. Good morning, Dave Klemic.
How will you know me? I'm caffeinated, activated, ready to go.
As always, I wouldn't expect anything less from you, Dave.
Yeah, I'm
Klemic.
sitting here with my Starbucks. I put a little peppermint in it so I could kind of get that seasonal feeling,
Dave,
and I'm ready to go.
Dave, we've had a lot of fun here at LaScalas, and what could be more fun than having a dominant Eagles team this year? This has been a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, and I actually woke up this morning, and I know one of the scouts at Washington, and I talked to Brent Caprio. He's a legend around here, and I got a little insight from a mainland kid. Yeah, so I'll bring that up later in the show.
All right, Josh Hennig, good to see you. We haven't worked together in a while.
Yeah, well, you get tired of me, Billy, so you only get me in handfuls.
What a beautiful day as we sit here at LaScalas Beach House. We always admire the view here. You sit here, you get all the screens in front of us, you sit at the bar, but you also have a view of the Atlantic Ocean and the beautiful sunshine, albeit it's cold outside. But it's beautiful outside with the beautiful sunshine.
It's not cold outside. It's freezing outside.
It's freezing outside.
16 degrees this morning.
Now, Washington's a little south of us, but it's still going to be cold down there, Dave Klemic. What's it like as a former professional athlete playing in temperatures like this?
People don't understand that the Midwest is extremely cold. Like it gets extremely hot too. It gets these extremes. So I'm kind of used to the stuff, and I went to school in Boston. So,
right, so you're really used to it. But I mean, it's obviously harder for the fans to sit through a cold game than it is the players. You guys are all fired up. You see the steam coming off their heads. You see the breath when it's really cold through the mask. But you don't feel it like the fans do, I guess, right? Because you're out there playing.
Yeah, for sure. But especially those guys that go shirtless, like all the Eagles
right?
fans. Now, because of Jason Kelsey, everyone goes shirtless now, right? All the fat guys, anyway.
So stupid.
Josh, what is your perception of cold weather games? I mean, do you like that, or do you like seeing the old NFL videos of the frozen tundra where you see the breath coming out of the lineman and the quarterback? Do you like that?
Whenever there's a cold game, the first thing that comes to my mind is this is the game we're going to find out if the equipment manager is worth his money. Because sometimes that ground is like concrete.
Right.
So you need those special spikes to be able to get that grip, as you know, Dave. So it's like, to me, these are the games you find out. Is the equipment manager doing a good job, or is he an idiot?
Well, I got a little there's something that's crazy that happens on NFL fields. Almost every field that's outdoor now has a heated floor.
Is that right?
The ground's heated, so they're not as hard as they used to be, but that's a really good point. That wasn't around when I was around, but now they add like a heat layer so the floor doesn't get completely
so we
super
can't make
stiff,
any excuses for both teams. They're both playing in the same weather conditions. The Eagles are 12-2. They're on a 10-game winning streak, which is unbelievable.
Is that a team record? 10 in a row?
10 in a row is a team record. They're
record.
going for their 11th win in a row against the Washington Commanders team that is surprisingly good this year. They're 9-5, and if the Eagles win, they win the division outright. If the Eagles lose, which I don't think they will, but if they do, the Commanders they're still in the race.
Yeah, they can clinch a playoff spot today if like a whole lot of stuff happens.
Right.
They got to handle business to beat the Eagles first, but there's a lot of scenarios where they could still get in.
Josh, are you surprised that the Commanders that they're 9-5? I mean, they're playing a lot better, but Brian Robinson comes out this week and gives the Eagles bulletin board material by saying he thinks they're a better team than the Eagles.
First of all, I don't take seriously any player who says stuff like that, because they're saying that because they're trying to create some self-belief in themselves.
Well, but Dave, as a football player, you got to believe in yourself, right?
Yeah,
You can't come out and say that on the air.
No, I was this morning. I'll bring it up now. Brent Caprio talked about their week of practice, right?
Okay.
And he said it was like the best week of practice they've ever had. The guys are swagging right now. They're
Right.
feeling good. They got a new corner in Marshawn Lattimore, right? So they're like up. They have the utmost confidence right now from that week of practice. Awesome. Okay, that's great.
And
but we have a whole season full of those.
But there's one more reason why Washington is more confident in this game, is because Jaden Daniels is healthy again. Their rookie quarterback was banged up. He had the bruised ribs, and you saw it in the Thursday football game. There were plays he just looked like he couldn't sling it. He's much healthier now. The last 3 games, he has a 75% completion percentage and a 105 quarterback rating. So you have a guy who's playing way better coming into this game in the rematch.
Of course, the Commanders will be at home. That's always a little bit advantage. You get the home team crowd. But I know the Eagles fans travel well, and I would expect to see a lot of green down in Washington this Saturday.
And we have a lot of momentum. That wave has built and built and built. It's not going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop.
Well, we got a great game lined up. We're down here at LaScala's Beach House. We got a special guest today with us. We got Kenny Curcio, Ryan Fiske, and Al Pincino. I hope I said that right. But these guys, they're the authors of Bleed Green, the new song Bleed Green, where we're going to try to promote and get it to replace
It's awesome.
I mean, it's a great
awesome.
song.
Everyone's going to love it. This is awesome.
Come on down to LaScala's Beach House and watch the game with us. The Eagles play at 1 o'clock. And there are going to be a lot of people here today, Josh. It's right before Christmas. People are holiday shopping. They're going to take time out to catch an Eagles game. There's not a better place than LaScala's Beach House. The food is phenomenal here.
You know, and the thing about LaScalas is that I know it's the winter season and not as many people are on the island, but listen, they got one great thing going for them, and that is they're open Thursday through Monday.
Yeah.
So if you're a sports fan, you can come here and watch the games where you can't watch at many other places because they're closed on Mondays.
Yeah, Dave, look at these TVs. They're huge. They're all the way down the bar. Not a bad seat in the house.
No, this place is awesome. Plus, I was thinking maybe the band will let me read Twice the Night Before Football on the mic with little music in the background.
Behind it. Maybe we'll play some holiday jingles for us. We got a live band.
Me and AG will read it.
We got the Bleed Green band here.
Now
today.
you're turning into Billy. You just expect stuff to happen.
We got the Bleed Green, and then, of course, at 11 o'clock, we'll get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City. Grayson will give us his take on his prediction on today's game. And then, of course, at the bottom of the second hour, we'll have the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar with his picks for Week 16 in the NFL.
And I know it's the Eagles pregame show, but we do want to mention the breaking news that happened about 20 minutes
how
ago.
about this, huh?
So the Phillies have made a trade this morning. This is a few days after baseball president of operations Dave Dombrowski said they were pretty much done. Well, obviously he's a liar. So
I wouldn't say a liar. He's not showing his cards.
I'll call people whatever I want, okay, Billy?
I have to defend them.
Yeah, you can defend. Listen, I understand that I'm going to be the bad guy today, so that's my job today. So
devil's advocate over here.
So Jose Luzardo, the left-handed pitcher for the Marlins, he is now with the Phillies. The Phillies traded one of their top prospects, Starling Cabo. Now, the reason why trading Cabo is important is because he had no pathway to the big leagues. He was blocked in multiple positions.
Right.
So you're trading a guy who's never going to play for you anyway, and you're acquiring a guy who it looks like he might be the replacement for Ranger Suarez because he's going to be a free agent, and Ranger Suarez's agent is Scott Boras. And if you're the Phillies,
you know he's going to want a king's ransom.
Exactly.
And Nick Earnshaw, how about Nick? Yesterday, now he hasn't been right lately. He thought the Phillies were going to win the World Series. He thinks the Sixers are going to win the NBA championship. But he did say yesterday that he thinks that the Phillies will remove themselves from Ranger Suarez, that maybe a trade would be possible down the future because of what you just said.
Yeah, well, the working theory right now after this trade is that your starting rotation would be Wheeler, Nola, Ranger, Christopher Sanchez, and Jose Luzardo. Then Painter will come up maybe like June or July. He'll be inserted into the lineup, and then you will trade Ranger and make Painter your new 5 or 4 starter, and that will be your. And by the way, you could probably get something good in a trade for Ranger Suarez anyway.
Absolutely. The only thing about him, he's not durable. It doesn't last too long. And by the way, how about Ricky Henderson yesterday passing away?
I know, that's sad.
Yeah, man, 65 years old.
Not a crazy baseball fan, but I was a huge Ricky Henderson
When
fan.
you text that to me, I wasn't aware of him. Like, why all of a sudden Dave Klemic, of all people, is talking about baseball? You didn't you just said it. You just blurted it out.
Well, when I saw it, so I remember being a kid watching the Oakland A's, and they had some superstars. But I loved Ricky Henderson because he would steal so many bases, and I was a speedy guy. You know what I mean? So I just loved watching him play.
But the most important thing is baseball was not his favorite sport.
He was a football player.
He was a football player.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, he was tough like a football player.
And there were NFL teams who did ask if he was willing to play both, like Bo Jackson was in the 80s. And he told teams, like, well, how much are you going to pay me?
All right, we got a great show lined up today. We're going to be serenaded in and out of breaks with Bleed Green. Al, Ryan, and Kenny are going to be playing the song in and out of each break. And we're going to get it going today. Big game for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're broadcasting live at LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine. Come on down for the Eagles game. We'll be here watching it. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Whether commercial, residential properties for estate, tax, financial planning, and more, divorce, financing, call the professionals at John A. McCann and Associates. They're licensed and ready to assist you. 609-263-7422. We're listening to Bleed Green right now. All right, we're broadcasting live at LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. Billy Schweim, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season later today in Washington against the Commanders.
Daniels is back. Daniels steps up. Daniels is sacked! Back at the 34 by Nolan Smith.
Pregame coverage starts at noon with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one. 'Twas the month of December, and all across the lot, the people were raving about the Kias they got. It was the best holiday ever, and everyone had it made, cause Matt Blatt Kia gave them more for their trade. It's the Season of New Traditions sales event. Currently buried in a loan or lease, Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released and into your brand new all-wheel drive Kia Sportage or Sorento SUV. 0 down, 0 payments until March, or 0% for 48 months. So bring any old sled, because if you have a job clearing $450 per week, you too could be approved. And drive home in a brand new Kia K4, just $159 per month lease with 0 security deposit and only $36.50 due.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, $13.89 per thousand finance. Not all will qualify. Credit may affect down payments. Offers can't be combined. Go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 1/4/25.
Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township,
and on Route 37 in Toms River.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. We got the Bleed Green band here playing the new song, Bleed Green. Kenny Curcio, Al Fiske, Ryan Fiske, and Al Panserio.
Pinocchio. You're the Italian guy.
There's a lot of Italian guys here. This is a great song.
So sick.
It's great, man.
It's so catchy.
We broke this on our show earlier in the year.
Yeah. He's been recently in touch with some people in the Eagles organization and get this thing at halftime.
Yeah, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this song playing at the Eagles game.
And of course, they said you'd be out there at the 50-yard line. You could be one of the band members.
Is that what they said? All right, let's talk some Birds football.
Because how's your tambourine skills, Bill?
More cowbell. He could do the cowbell. More cowbell.
All right.
What are we in Mississippi?
Hey, by the way, I had Wilbert Montgomery on my show yesterday.
No, really?
Yeah, how about that?
Will's the man. I got a cool story. So I'm at the NFL Combine. He's a running backs coach for the Rams. And he goes, Dave Klemic, I called one of your games in high school, with his accent.
I said that to him yesterday. I said, Dave, I said, Wilbert, we have a history. He goes, yeah, that's right, because I used to call the games with Chuck Betts.
Yeah.
And, of course, Josh knows Chuck really well.
Yep.
Chuck was the play-by-play guy. Wilbert was the color analyst,
right.
And I was the sideline reporter. And you actually, we called your game, but I didn't interview you that day.
What we thought it was so cool that Wilbert Montgomery was
right,
at our game.
Right.
That was like the talk
Not
of the town.
Billy Schweim, huh?
So sorry, buddy. So Will goes, stay right here. Don't move. So I'm sitting there with the Rams. And I'm just sitting in their office. I want to meet with all the teams,
Right.
So I'm staying at the Rams' place, and I don't know what he's doing. He runs over and gets Corey Bird, who got drafted by the Colts, whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, he gets Corey Bird. He's like, I called your guys' game together.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Corey gives me his big hug. He didn't know what happened to me. I was in Northeastern. He's at Virginia Tech. And then we both are at the NFL Combine, meeting with the Rams together and hung out with Wilbur Montgomery.
Well,
and
most
it was great.
Most of Wilbert's records have been broken, obviously, by LaShawn McCoy. And now I'm sure – Saquon Barkley's going to be breaking a lot more, but he still has one, Josh, the most attempts ever in Eagles history. So that's what he's holding on to, the most rushing attempts.
Yeah, he'll probably hang on to that only because of the fact that guys just don't play as long as they used to.
Right. I mean, running backs are not valued as they once were, right?
Right.
Except for our team. We've got a great running back, and when you go against a team that is 25th against the rush, what's the remedy for today's game, Dave Klemic?
Well, you said it right there. But, it's cool as recently Barry Sanders sent a jersey to Saquon Barkley.
Is that right?
Thanks for being whatever they're valuing the running back position against, something like that. But he signed the jersey and sent it to him. I thought that was super cool.
And we talked to Wilbert yesterday. Wilbert said, "Hey, man, records are made to be broken." Because Nick Earnshaw and I both we asked him about that, and he said, well, records are made to be broken, Josh.
They are.
They are. And then, Eric Dickerson's a little sour. He said, and I appreciate his honesty, Josh. but Dickerson said he didn't want that record to be broken.
Well, of course he doesn't.
But
He doesn't want to be forgotten.
I do.
Well, it's 17 games. Josh, is he going to get this record? Honestly, I don't think he's going to get the record.
I don't
he could
think
get
he's
2,000.
getting the record. I don't think he's getting the record for two reasons. One, because he needs 418 yards
in three
games.
And if he has a monster game, and I mean a monster game,
but
today,
I mean, you need to have like 200 yards today.
Well, yeah.
In order, and here's the problem. Here's the second problem. If the Eagles start winning these games early, right? Are they going to really play him at the end of the game? No.
I don't know. Kenny Gainwell's playing great, too. I think we should just load him
No,
up.
but it's not about Gainwell. It's about, remember what happened when he had the chance to break that record?
Yeah. And he said, no, let the
he
other
said,
guys eat.
No, coach, let the other guys eat.
Yeah.
This guy is a team player.
Yep.
He is not selfish. He's not all about him. And you don't think that if the Eagles are blowing out the Cowboys and the Giants the last 2 weeks, that the whole offense is going to be sitting on the sideline drinking Mai Tais?
But here's the thing. We discussed this yesterday. I'm sure, Josh, you guys covered it all week on the Sports Bash and also your show, the game night, right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Unselfish plug for you. But the Minnesota Vikings and Detroit Lions, they have tough schedules going down the stretch. And all these games, Dave, the last 3 games for the Eagles are going to be important. It's going to determine who gets the number 1 seed. So that could play into the fact that he could still possibly break the records. They're going to need him to run the ball.
Yeah, I like our path to the number 1 seed. I think we're playing the best football in the NFL. We have the most depth. We're the youngest defense.
And Detroit's hurting. They've got some key injuries.
I heard Josh talk about that on his radio show, how many injuries they have. And they're
on injured reserve.
It's bad. Hey, talk about injuries. What about the body bag game, Washington versus the Eagles, like 80s?
I was at that game.
You were there?
I was at that game. Yeah, I think it was a Monday night game. It was
9
I will never
people
forget.
carted off the field.
You know that dude was a defense. Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Seth Joyner was on that team.
Yep.
They had some.
Was that a name for that?
I mean, yeah, didn't they have it? What was the name for that?
All the
Gangrene. And they really were the dominating defense. This defense is not as dominant as they were, but as effective, I should.
That's
say.
unfair.
Well, no, wait, as effective, I said. Not they don't have they don't have that big one playmaker. You know what I mean? That like Josh Sweat leads the team.
Jalen Carter's not a big playmaker.
I'm talking statistically, you know.
But that's the problem. Stats only tell part of the story.
Well, that Gangrene defense was more devastating. Like the body bag game.
Well, the style of football back then was devastating.
That's a good point.
The style of football allowed for that type of violence.
Right.
Whereas in today's game, it's a much more lesser measured
style
of violence.
They punished that defense, Gangrene punished players.
I guarantee you that if players today were allowed to play like they were 30 years ago, this defense would be just as punishing. Because I've seen hits from Cooper DeJean and Jalen Carter and Zach Bond this year and C.J. Gardner-Johnson where they're hitting people.
Yeah. I love, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean are the big surprises. But Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond, they've played way out over expectations. And we've gotten what we're expecting out of Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis has gotten a lot better.
Yes.
And this whole team is playing like a cohesive unit that I don't think, when I wrote for 97.3 ESPN.com this week, we have a dominant team on both sides of the ball. But they're not as punishing as the Gangrene defense, but they're as effective.
Here's the thing, and that is, you mentioned Jalen Carter. I think that's the big conversation because this dude is getting double teamed on every play. He's playing almost every snap of every game. And he is still a force of nature. And they have found something. I heard Chris Long talking about this, that they have found the switch with him.
Yeah.
And he's a little extra passionate. You know, you saw the penalty versus the Steelers. You saw the little ruckus when they try to drive Slay out of bounds. But if that's what it takes to get that guy to play hard, let him be psycho. Let him be crazy. Let him be, overly passionate.
Oh, yeah, unless he's attacking Nick Sirianni.
Yeah,
listen,
that's where we draw the line.
Clint Hurts there. He's got it.
What happened?
What happened then? I never really.
Well, so that first of all, that was people were trying to blow that out of proportion. Here's what happened. So, and Vic Fangio talked about it at his press conference this week. Fangio explained the whole thing. Fangs, as I like to call him, says that, basically after Carter committed that penalty, which, by the way, could have been a worse penalty. They could have made it a worse penalty, but they didn't. The defensive line coach, Clint Hurt, who looks like a bouncer at the club, okay, he went over to Jalen Carter and reamed him out. Sirianni was going to go over and talk to him, and Hurt said, Nick, I already talked to him. Let's not double down on the kid, okay? And Fangio said he heard the whole conversation on the headset. So he said it wasn't as confrontational as it looked on television. And apparently at Monday's meeting, all the coaches talked to Carter and said, dude, we love your passion, but you got to channel it better.
And you know what? He's obviously a young player, a younger player. But I like that passion, Dave.
But Dave, I want to ask Dave real quick before we hit the break. Dave, I've heard this saying many times from professional athletes. I'd rather have to reel a guy in than amp him up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be you want to be a play caller and not a motivator at all times. Like I coach, right? The hardest thing for me to do in a class is to go, I'm teaching, is to get everybody motivated. I'd rather just bring your own motivation, and I could teach you.
So at the Klemic Performance Method. When you get an athlete, it's much easier if you just have to tell them what to do as opposed to motivating them what to do.
We like intrinsic motivation so that we can coach. We like intrinsic motivation, and that's great. So that's where Jalen Carter, I think he's found it. He didn't have this last year.
No.
And I don't know if it's the wins or whatever, but he's got it now, and he is disruptive.
Well,
Look at Josh.
Hold on, let me interrupt. You know how you used to talk about wanting it, liking it, needing it? What were those
it's like it. Everyone likes it.
Right.
Love it,
you
or you live it. And he's getting into, I think, his live it mode right now. You know, and live it means you enjoy the challenges. You know what I mean? You're okay. You're
living it. You're living it Monday through Friday, and then you're loving it during the game.
Everybody likes the attention. Everybody likes the money.
Right.
Loves it. Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're playing like this, and you're playing passionately. He's not like just sitting on the sideline. Whatever happens, I get paid.
Right.
No, he's becoming part of the fabric of Philadelphia now.
And Josh, let's face it, those Bulldogs, they have that winning mentality because they come from a program like Georgia.
Well, that's part of it. But it's also the individual player. You know, I know you love the point to Billy, you know, the big schools and everything.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the player is more important than the school they're from. Football history is full of guys who did not go to big schools. You know, look at Quinyon Mitchell, for example. Look at Phil Sims. You know, there's tons of guys. Jerry
Walter
Rice.
Payton.
You know, it's about the individual. The individual has that it factor.
We got it here at LaScalas Beach House as we broadcast live our Eagles pregame show. And we've got Kenny Curcio, Ryan Fiske, and Al. Say his last name for me there.
I would say Panaccio.
Al Panaccio.
Oh, I got it.
Al Panaccio. We got the guys that Bleed Green. This is going to be the new anthem. Years coming down. We're gonna get these guys out. They debuted their song on our show. We have them here live at LaScalas Beach House.
Billy on the cowbell, Josh on the tambourine.
Yeah, we got it going here. We got the Eagles pregame show, and we'll be watching the game here at LaScalas. Come on down and join us. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. And we are at LaScalas Beach House. It opened last summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their pizza daily specials and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at LaScalas. They're open Thursday through Monday, located at 1400 Ocean Avenue. Come on down. Go to LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. On the other side, we'll continue with our Eagles pregame show as we broadcast live from LaScalas Beach House. Billy Schweim, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig, and Elijah Gray Schweim is here. Right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Small.
Evan, aliens or not?
I'm not a big alien guy. I don't believe in aliens.
You think we're the only life force in the entire universe in its vastness?
No, it's not that. It's just I don't know that they're here all of a sudden and they're
checking for us.
Yeah, I just love the idea of the aliens being like, let's see what New Jersey's up to.
Right, let's check in on Newark.
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee.
Those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby, right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
How would you like to win 2 tickets to the Eagles-Cowboys game on December 29th? Ticksforgood.org is sending 2 fans, VIP, club level, Eagles-Cowboys, December 29th. Access to VIP tailgate, food and beverage included. Ticksforgood.org for your chance to go see Eagles-Cowboys, December 29th, down at the link.
This holiday season, visit Boot Barn for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to leather jackets, our in-store experts will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This holiday, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
Meanwhile, at the New Jersey Lottery Scratch-Offs Division.
Dame, check out the new holiday scratch-offs.
Gotta love gifts you don't have to wrap.
Oh, I need to wrap.
What's happening?
And he's standing up.
4 new tickets are making a splash. From it's gold outside to candy cane cash. So if you're in need of gifts in a flash, find a store and make like a reindeer and dash.
So no wrapping needed.
Nope.
Anything can happen in Jersey. Must be 18 years old to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Parents are urged to think twice before gifting lottery tickets to children.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for Eagles pregame show. We have the Bleed Green song playing in the background, Dave Klemic. We love this song, man.
And we debuted it right here on The Locker Room.
Kenny Curcio, Ryan Fiske, Al Panaccio. I said it right?
Yeah, you got it.
See that? It takes me a few times. This is a great song.
And I'm having fun. I know the words now, so I'm like doing all the motion with it.
Yo, man, this is cool. It's our last regular season show here, regular season game show here, pregame show. We've had a lot of fun, but today you're gonna read. You and Elijah Grace are gonna read. 'Twas the Night Before Football.
'Twas the Night Before Football, who is now co-authored by Nick Earnshaw and Josh Hennig. They helped me with the remix there, and it got even better. And everyone loves this. I've had to talk about this more than I've talked about anything.
Well, I
on
got to
this
tell
show.
you, I made a couple copies. This is outstanding, and we'll get you and AG to read it. Maybe at the last.
She's much cuter than me. I'm kind of cute, but she's really cute.
But I'll give her my headset, and you guys can both do it at the same time. Let's get back to Eagles football. We'll be watching the game here at LaScalas. Come on down. We got Bleed Green here. They'll be playing up until about 1 o'clock, and then we'll kick off the game. The Eagles against the Commanders. The Eagles can win the division outright, and that. But they're still going to be going for first place overall. Get that number 1 seed. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I'd love to have that bye. We got Minnesota looks great. Detroit still looks great, except for they're just kind of they're beat up, man.
They're a mash unit.
They're beat up. This is not good playoff football. We are the most healthy I've ever seen a football team at this time.
Yeah,
of the season.
knock on wood, this team we've been relatively healthy, and that's this time of year. You've said this numerous times on the show, Dave. This time of year, everybody's banged up, bumped and bruises. We've been pretty lucky, the Eagles.
I've said many times, I'm like, we're Super Bowl ready. And then I heard, Colin Cowherd and all and Ryan Clark and everybody says this is the best team in football. And I've heard some people say it's one of the best football teams they've ever seen in football.
Wow.
They're the most talented probably right now.
Josh, I'm sure you have something to say about that.
Well, listen, I don't disagree with the Eagles. You can make the argument they're the most talented. I don't think that's an argument at all. I think anyone who doesn't see that is blind. My question is I'm not a fan of people who flip-flop because, all of us who cover the team regularly, we were saying before the year, if this team plays up to expectations, if this team plays up to their potential. Dave, you and I talked about it back in August and in September, right? About how if these guys play what they're capable of, they could be one of the best teams in the league. It's just funny now to see other people finally seeing what we already saw.
Some things are easy. What team do you know we're gonna have another 2,000-yard receivers and one 2,000-yard rusher? That's dominating.
And here's something we also have, and people don't appreciate it. Do you realize since 1970, Jalen Hurts has the 6th best winning percentage of all quarterbacks with a minimum of 50 starts?
Yep.
I think the person that least appreciates Jalen Hurts is you. Talking about.
Well, no, I mean, no. I said.
Or the
Negadelphian. I've been saying this from day one. The Eagles will go as far as Jalen Hurts allows them to go.
Bill, can I ask you a question about that? And I would like you, because I'm asking you because you're a fan. You're a fan first, okay? I'm the objective guy. Dave's the former professional athlete. You're the fan. So as a fan, explain to me this mentality that some people have. I know you don't have it, but you talk to a lot of fans.
Right.
I've always been trying to figure this out. Isn't the most important thing winning?
It is, but as a fan.
So why does it matter the aesthetic?
Okay, because as a fan, when people don't see, like for instance, my brother, when he sees Jalen Hurts with that blank stare sitting on the bench by himself, it doesn't give him the sense that he's a team player.
But why?
Or if he misses wide open receivers, he's not connecting. It's a very frustrating thing to be a fan when you don't see the quarterback. I don't want to say glamorously get winning, but winning ugly. And it's frustrating for a fan, from a fan's perspective, which is what I do. But at the end of the day, you're right, Josh. He's 46-19 as a starter. His winning percentage is .708.
But I think also we read too much into some of that stuff sometimes. Like, a guy can't have a bad day. A guy can have a bad throw. A guy can have a bad moment.
But Jalen Hurts had 3 games in a row where he threw for like 100.
But see, that's unfair.
Well, I'm saying aesthetically, it's not alluring to the fan.
Because in those 3 games, there were only 6 times that A.J. Brown had single coverage in 3 games. 6 times in 3 games. He threw the ball to him.
You're being analytical.
No, I'm being
objective.
Objective.
Right, but I'm saying you're asking me as a fan.
Yeah.
As a fan, people see that. People don't know football like you do, or maybe Dave does. They see it. They only react to what they see on the TV.
But what I'm asking is that but again, if not you, Billy.
Right.
Of course not. Of course not.
But I mean, it's the understanding
that way, Josh. You can say it. That's fine.
If someone is giving you information, right, and you don't want to hear it, well, then shouldn't you just shut up?
You probably should, but guess what? Where do you live? What teams are you rooting for? You're talking about the Philadelphia fan. Right? I mean, Dave, you, as a former player, you're probably more sympathetic to that, but I'm not.
I feel more of a fan of Eagles football and more of I'm more analytical about the Chiefs football.
Right.
When I'm a fan of the Eagles football, right? And I could see Coach Vermeil used to say the Eagles fans are the most impatient.
Yeah.
They're the most impatient. They want big wins. They want everything to be comfortable. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's you fit right into that.
So Josh,
when
the Negadelphia and PJ Quarter gets here, you can ask him because there's a perfect example. Yesterday on the program when we did Mr. Negadelphia with PJ Quarter, Yeah, he gets on Jalen Hurts. He's critical of him, but I don't have a problem with that. But I do.
I agree.
But I do acknowledge when I tell you, and I took a picture of it. I clipped the results.
Yeah.
He's the sixth best winning percentage since 1970, and you're talking about Roger Staubach. You're talking about Joe Montana. You're talking about Tom Brady.
But see, I don't mind being critical. What I don't like is when it's like, it's like I hand you a bag of money and you tell me it's too heavy.
Right. No, he's right about that.
That's the Negadelphian. So the Sportsbook consigliere picked it up right away. Remember, he was on the show going, I get it. The Negadelphian. I get the whole thing. That's exactly what you guys are. But you're just impatient. I think
maybe it's a little bit. I think
impatient.
But I think Philadelphia fans, by and large, have been starved for such a long time. We won a championship in 2017-18, right? But now we want another one. You got a taste of it. We had one forever. Then we got one. Now we want another one.
Wait.
You see these?
Are you saying?
Let's get it. Another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
No, what I'm saying is,
you just had that ready.
We had a taste, then we want more. And listen, at the end of the day,
you like that,
Josh. At the end of the day, if the
Folks,
Eagles,
you don't understand. Dave's in the stitches right now.
Well, because so our demographic is like 45 to 60, where we're and this is like a young thing, but I get it because I'm around the kids. That was what you call it?
I had no idea who that was.
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled, yeah.
Josh just gave me a heart attack back here in the studio. I'm like, what's going on with the board? Is it malfunctioning?
Another one. We'll teach Billy that, just like we taught him the airdrop.
Right, can I tell you? Can I say what I was going to say?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, this will all be forgotten. Jalen Hurts will be the best quarterback that we've ever seen.
Agreed. Speaking of
Jalen
Hurts,
it's that simple, Dave.
I have a cheat code before I get on this show. I have a cheat code days before, and me and Josh will get together on Wednesdays, do some content, do some working out. I watch the Redskins. Their private podcasts that they have, and people saying how they're going to beat us.
Right.
So that's what I use to get some stuff and some material. And they say that Jalen Hurts is the best at picking up first reads. So remember we were talking about he picks up his first read perfectly. He'll pick you apart if you don't completely blanket
the first read.
Right. Who's the first read? A.J. Brown.
Right.
So to Josh's point, he's like, when they don't leave him open, they're going to leave him they're going to try to double cover and bracket him so they can't have his first read. So he has to drop down to the second read. And they already know who that's going to be.
Right.
Is
so
Devontae Smith.
They get him.
So they know where the ball's going. So I was like, that's a really good take on that. And then they're going to blitz the heck out of him because he doesn't do well in the pocket.
Because what has Jalen Hurts probably been doing his whole life from college on? If that first or second read isn't there, he tucks the ball and runs. Philadelphia fans, Josh, I have another answer for you.
Yeah.
Philadelphia fans want that prototypical quarterback, drop back, bootleg, a Dan Marino arm, be able to see the field like Joe Montana. They just maybe don't appreciate what Jalen Hurts brings to the table. At the end of the day, he wins, and if they win the Super Bowl, this will all be forgotten. Just like I said about the Sixers. Everybody can complain about Embiid not playing right now, and the teams they don't put the full five on the court right now, this, that, and the other thing. But at the end of the day, if they win the NBA championship, this will all be forgotten.
Right. Everyone thought Charlie Manuel and Doug Peterson were idiots.
Right.
Then they win a championship, and everyone loves them.
And now everybody loves them. So, I mean, that's the vibe that I get as a fan. I don't necessarily – I try to – obviously I'm on the radio, so I try not to be that predictable with that, but I can't help it. Because when I'm sitting here watching the game, Dave, I get frustrated when I saw Chase Daniels, the former quarterback, or Chase
Daniel.
Chase Daniel. He was illustrating, showing a couple games ago that Jalen Hurts missed A.J. Brown, missed them like 5-6.
Right, the Panthers.
I'm not at the game. I used to have season tickets. When I could see the whole field, I could express what my viewpoints were because I see the whole game. TV doesn't allow me to have that.
Yeah, but you can see some of those misses on TV
but
too.
When Daniels exposed them, then you get you're frustrated. He's missing this guy. He's missing that guy.
But I will say this really quick, and this is where I want to, Dave. I need you to get back in this conversation here, okay? I have been saying for a while that some of the problems that people complain about Hurts, I blame Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore's a former quarterback. He should have an understanding of how to communicate to the quarterback. And you saw a massive difference between the Panthers game and the Steelers game. And to me, Dave, as someone who played, how do you explain when an offensive coordinator is not doing a good enough job putting his quarterback in a position to be successful?
Well, for one thing, when you look at if you look at how they play call, right, and you have number one read on a play, so let's say you have A.J. Brown's number one read on that play, and he doesn't get the ball. Now,
right.
A.J. Brown's going to get frustrated, right? If you said Devontae Smith's your number one read on that play, then Devontae Smith's going to get frustrated if he doesn't get the ball.
Right.
If you get your check down, whatever. But if you're the number one read, you know it on that play going out there. And then I think he's going and putting him in positions where he goes, I need to give the ball to A.J. Brown right now. And it's not the right play call, right? And then you're like, okay, now there's this frustration there, and you have the quarterback that's less in charge of making decisions. I think he needs to, now that he's playing back to where he's not turning the ball over, let Jalen Hurts get more of the, you know what I mean? I think that's going to remedy that.
They showed the stat during the game versus the Steelers that Hurts was having the most success when he was getting the ball out of his hands under 3 seconds.
Right.
So, to me, that's the answer. If you have something that's working, why get away from it?
And his quarterback rating was 125.
Yeah.
I mean, he did everything. By the way, I don't know if you had that clip of him at the press conference. He goes, is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted to see?
No,
Nick
Sirianni nailed it. He said, look at how efficient we're playing.
Yeah.
Don't look at the stat. Look how efficient we're playing. We're 10-0.
He actually came back and said, do you have that, Josh? Listen to this.
So that's what y'all want to see, huh?
You said you'll figure this out. Is that what we saw tonight?
We found a way to win the game.
But, I mean, right to the point. When fans see A.J. Brown complaining he's not getting the ball, when the stats show that he's not getting the ball, fans get frustrated. When he comes out and did what he did last week, we're all happy. Kumbaya.
I think that, that first touchdown, he throws the first touchdown to A.J. Brown.
And you said it, right?
All over. It's all done.
My brother said it. They got to come out and score on that first possession.
And they did.
And he's got to catch the first pass. All right. We're broadcasting live at LaScala. We're getting fired up here.
No,
why not? Because this is a big day today. We can win the division, Dave.
And I think we're going to win the division.
Is it really a big deal, Billy?
It's a big deal.
I want that number one seed.
I want the number one seed, too. First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, home builders, developers, attorneys that facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call, 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and sees it fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007. As we're listening to Bleed Green here at LaScala's Beach House, let's listen for a few seconds. Yeah! All right. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Cross court, Paul George, three-pointer in the air. It's good! PG for three!
It's Sixers Spurs tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Sixers basketball all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition.
and talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Well, Mama C, look how many are on the list.
That's right, Papa C. I've moved all customers Philly and New Jersey to Matt Blatt Nissan's best deal list.
Wait, huh? But what about their trades?
Get to Matt Blatt Nissan because everyone's off the naughty list. Get a 120% gift over KBB fair market value for your old sled. Plus, new Nissan Rogue, 0 down, 0% financing for 60 months.
Oh, yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
New 2025 Matt Blatt Nissan Sentra S. Just $159 per month lease with 0 security deposits. Have a job clearing $450 per week. You're virtually approved today. Matt Blatt Nissan.com. Unapproved credit through NEMAC. Negative equity will be refinanced into new vehicle plus tax tag and $589 doc fee. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or go to mattblattnissan.com for complete details. 39 months, 10,000 miles, 1,500 due through NEMAC. VIN SY231958. MSRP 22,730. Offer ends 1/4/2025. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike. Egg Harbor Township.
Hi, Merrill Reese for Mike's Seafood Polar Bear Run Walk for Autism in Sea Isle City. The Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism has been promoting awareness and raising funds for special service schools and families of special needs children. Come join over 5,000 participants in the 5K race and the Family Fun Walk, followed by a great after party. Join us in huge heated tents where there will be great food, unbelievable door prizes, and the awards ceremony. The party is not just for the runners and walkers, it's for the entire family. They'll have clowns, superheroes, and face painters for the kids. For more information or to register, go to polarbearrunwalkforautism.com. That's polarbearrunwalkforautism.com.
Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism is Saturday, February 15th at JFK on the Boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Registration is from 9:30 to 11:30. Run Walk starts at noon. That's Saturday, February 15th at JFK on the Boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Any day you could do something for children with disabilities, it's a good day.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Billy Schweim, Dave Klemic, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, and, of course, Josh Hennig. Danny Ryan back in the studio. We're having a blast here. It's Eagles Washington Commanders at 1 o'clock. We'll be here at LaScala's watching it. Come on down and join us. And right now we have Kenny Curcio from Bleed Green. They performed the song Bleed Green. And Kenny, great to have you here on December 22nd. It's like a festive Christmas atmosphere, man.
That's right, man. I appreciate you having us, Billy.
Dude, this is a great song you guys got.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's doing really well right now. We got over 300,000 streams and views across all the socials. So, yeah.
What's our goal is to get you to play it at halftime for the Eagles games,
For
right?
the Eagles, yeah. That's our goal. Try to get it into the stadium. So, we're it's on its way.
So you, Ryan Fiske, and Al Panaccio, you guys are the three that wrote the song together?
Yeah, so the three of us and our friend Holden as well. Me and Al, we had the idea a few years ago when we played an Eagles tailgate, and we wanted to write a song about the city, about Philadelphia, and we're both big sports fans and Eagles fans. Grew up in South Jersey,
man.
so, you know. So it kind of, we brought it back. We had the idea a few years ago, brought it back this summer, and went into the studio. We flew down to Nashville.
Is that right?
Yeah, we had Ryan. We took the red eye back home, so we were down there, and James Talbot did the production on it. And,
we debuted we debuted your song on my show
That's
earlier
right.
in the year, and we got some great responses from it. It's up on my website. You guys, I mean, it's like, you know, Josh, is like the new, like, obviously the Eagles Fly song is great, but this is like the new version. You know what I mean? Like, it's a younger version.
It's the idea that, you know, you go to different parts of the country and different fan bases have multiple team songs. There's never just one song for any fan base, and this should be part of that library of songs.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not, you know, Fly Eagles Fly. That's a classic. And, you know, we're just fans of the team. And if it's an additional song that can get the fans fired up and pumped up for the game.
No, but it's got a great beat. It gets you fired up. I know Dave Klemic loves it.
Yeah.
I do too. So when you guys play, when you play music at bars and other establishments, you always play the song there?
Me and Ryan.
How's it going over?
It's going great. So Ryan's in the band Goodman Fisk. So those guys are playing all in South Jersey and Philadelphia area, and I have my I play solo duo and also with a band. So yeah, I played any place I play. I've been promoting it, and we've been getting a great response. So
how do people, if they want to, can they get it online? Like, how do people get it?
Yeah, so they can go to KennyCurcioMusic.com. There's a free download for the song if you on the main page there. Kenny Curcio Music on Facebook and Instagram, all the socials, and Spotify, Apple Music to stream it. So it's on
YouTube
pretty much
music.
everything. YouTube as well. If
Nice.
you guys just type in
fact,
Bleed Green in Google,
Yeah.
it'll show up.
I would also recommend because remember, folks, if you play something on YouTube and you hit the like button, it gets more attention and shares on social media. So.
Yes, absolutely.
And also,
Yeah.
I think Ryan said that you're donating money to the autism, Eagles Autism?
So we're working on that process right now, and we're still connecting with them and to make that connection to do that. Yeah, so we'd love to give back. We're not making any money on this song.
Right.
We just want to just have it. We just want to get it out to as many people as possible.
Want to have fun with it.
Just want to have fun and and
all right. So really
get it
quick
going.
before we go to break, prediction for the Eagles game today.
I think. The defense is playing really good. I like how they bounced back last week with Hurts and A.J. Brown. They kind of had the thing going on. They scored the touchdown. So I think we're kind of firing on all cylinders, man. And I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win.
Give
and
me a prediction with your score.
Score, I would say 38 to 21.
All right, 38 to 21. Kenny, thank you so much. Thanks to Al and Ryan for being here. And, of course, you're going to serenade us in and out of each break. And we appreciate for showing up here.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bleed Green.
Yeah, man. Bleed Green. There's Bleed Green. That's Kenny Curcio, Ryan Fiske, and Al Panaccio on the Bleed Green song. We love it. Hour 2. We get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market. And then, of course, fantasy football guru Brian Hartley with his picks for Week 16. And, of course, I got eliminated from the playoffs.
And, of course, still to come, Dave Klemic and your daughter Eliza Grace are going to read.
Yes. Was the night before football. They're going to do this on the other side. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig as we broadcast live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season later today in Washington against the Commanders.
Daniels is back. Daniels steps up. Daniels is sacked! Back at the 34 by Nolan Smith.
Pregame coverage starts at noon with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Go for the magic this holiday season at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Stay in one of their holiday-themed rooms or suites and enjoy a touch of holiday spirit. And for those on the naughty list this year, you can reserve an exclusive suite inspired by the most beloved green Christmas villain of all time. Wake up to stunning ocean views and experience the festive magic that brings the holiday spirit to life. Reserve your holiday escape now at theoceanac.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
Tune in to the Bet365 Play of the Day during the Sports Bash with me, Mike Gill, every weekday afternoon at 5:45 on 97.3 ESPN. Made possible by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at the Cheese Board, Central Square in Linwood for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
The holidays are just around the corner, so now's the time to shop new deals at Lowe's. Make your home even merrier with up to 75% off select holiday decor clearance. Plus, don't miss our limited time weekly deal drops on items like appliances, tools, grills, and more. There's something for everyone on your list. Count on Lowe's to help you save all season long, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 12/19 through 12/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hi, this is Michael Charlton, President and CEO of Atlantic Care. For over 125 years, you've trusted us with your care and well-being. This season, let's cherish what truly matters: our health, loved ones, friends, and neighbors. From my family to yours, happy holidays.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. Come on down, watch the game with us here at LaScalas, get some great food, and cheer on the Birds to a big victory. Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig. We've got the Bleed Green song in the background with Kenny Curcio, Ryan Fiske, and Al Panaccio, and we're loving this day today as it's December 22nd. Dave Klemic, good to see you.
It is Christmas time officially.
All right, Josh Hennig, and my daughter Eliza Grace is here right now. Before we bring up Scott Grayson, as we do every Sunday, and we get the keys to the game with Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market, we've got a little holiday Christmas poem that Dave wrote, and Josh Hennig and Nikki Earnshaw. And Eliza Grayson, Dave, you're going to perform it. You're going to do it right now.
No, it wouldn't be Christmas without the "'Twas the Night Before Football" by Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw, Josh Hennig. Here we go. 'Twas the night before football went all through the land. The locker room boys still had their feet in the sand.
The Barkley jerseys were hung on their shoulders with care and hoped that the locker room soon would be there.
The Eagles fans listening in their cars or their sheds while the Bobby and Billy fight float in their heads.
Schweim in his Teos and Leeds in his cap were still just getting over the Negadelphian smack.
When out on the air there arose such a clatter, the locker room boys had to see what was the matter.
Away to the speaker we flew like a flash, turned up the volume, but it wasn't the sports bash.
The Kelly green color on the breast of new fallen snow gave the insight of game day to those listening to the show.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear, but Billy wearing super tight ESPN locker room gear.
With the producers on the show so clever and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Hennig or Nick.
More rapper than Klemic's 40 times, Schweim's live reads, they came. He grunted and shouted and called guests by name.
Now Hartley, now Grayson, now Earnshaw, now Ryan. On Klemic, on Hennig, man, this show was flying.
He spoke very raspy while doing his work and entertained Eagles fans and making them smirk.
With game day approaching, there's nothing to fear. The Eagles' next win soon will be here.
10 to 12 on weekends, so please set your timer.
Because nothing can be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner!
That was phenomenal. I'll tell you what, man, that really gets me into the Christmas holiday spirit. Great job, Eliza Grace, and we really appreciate it, Dave. Thank you so much, Josh, and that was awesome. AJ, you can give your headset back to Josh Hennig. We will switch over here, and that was awesome, Josh. Good job, Josh. I think you had it in you, Josh.
Remix that.
What'd I do?
You helped write that poem. I want to thank you so much for that.
We had so much fun doing that.
I'm more of like a secondary set of eyes more than a writer of that.
Grayson was a part of it. Now let's go to it's time for the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, Brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Market in Ocean City. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good friend, Scott Grayson. Good morning, Scott Grayson.
Good morning, guys. How am I supposed to follow that?
I've got my daughter, Eliza Grace, here. We've got the Bleed Green Band here. Scott, man, this song is phenomenal. You got to check it out. And we're here at LaScalas getting ready for the Commanders-Eagles 1 o'clock kickoff. And hopefully, Scott, 11 in a row. Are you kidding me?
I know. Who would have thought, right? 2-2 coming off that bye. Everybody's like, gee, it'd be nice if they just get a win. And now they've rattled off, 10 in a row. It's really crazy. This is the toughest of the last 3 games. If they win today, I think they win out.
Scott, you're down there at the stadium in practice during the week. I get to see you with in the background there interviewing the guys. They were pretty candid this week. Obviously, the atmosphere was a lot more lively because of Hurts' performance. What did you pick up in the locker room? It was like a weight had been lifted off their shoulders, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was just another incident where they just kind of were like, we knew we could do this, and now we showed you all. There was a little bit of arrogance to it, I think. And you know what? That's part of the swagger that goes with it. They were criticized for the lack of a passing game. Oh, all they can do is run the ball. And they came out and they did that. And I don't blame them for coming out and saying, look, yeah, we can do that too. We just haven't needed to do it. And so I think that's kind of where that came from. And, listen, I think it was great for the fans to see. It was great for the nation to see, because I think a lot of people were maybe doubting this team to be able to go all the way to the Super Bowl with that part of the game still kind of in limbo. And so that they were able to. Now they did it. It's one time, and one time does not make a trend, and you've got to be able to do that again. But here's the thing: I don't think they need to do that today, and I don't want to, frankly, see them do that and go to the air too much unless they have to. And today, like the first meeting, to me, it's ride Saquon to victory, and that would be the way that I look at this game.
Maybe you could answer a question that Josh Hennig posed to me as a fan, since you're down there close to the team, and of course. You're more objective than I am. Why are Philadelphia fans? I saw a stat, and I read off that Jalen Hurts, since 1970s, has the 6th best winning percentage of all time. Yet the fan, like me, is still not happy with his performances, even though he's winning like he does.
Yeah, it is interesting, and it's the same thing. You could interchange him and Nick, right? Because they're pretty interchangeable. They've won about the same amount, and we do the same thing with Nick Sirianni. It's you have this guy, he's winning. You have this quarterback, he's winning, but it just as you watch it. Here's the thing for me, and I think this may answer the question. When you watch Jalen Hurts play, you feel like there are points left on the board that you could have had. Now, the team is good enough that you don't need those points. But at the end of the day, like, the guy does what he needs to do to win. That's kind of what he did in college. A 10.5-minute drive to end a game. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's unheard of. But he was at the heart of it. He was driving that bus. And, I think you got to give him credit for some of that stuff. And a lot of times you look at everybody, well, it was everybody else. Well, yeah, but he had to engineer it. He had to run it. And, they didn't turn, he isn't turning the ball over a ton in this winning streak, which is part of that. But, yeah, when you watch Jalen Hurts play, I think we all kind of go, well, he missed that receiver. He missed that receiver. If he would have had his eyes downfield, he'd have seen that guy. A.J. Brown was open there, and he didn't throw it to him. He ran instead and got 5 yards instead of maybe getting 25 if he threw the ball down the field. So we see all of that. And that's kind of like, that's the Philadelphia way. We all see, hey, it could be better. We expect it to be better. And in the end, you look back and you go, well, we're also not appreciating the wins that are all coming along the way. That's the way I will admit I've been with Nick Sirianni in the past. And I think to some extent, Jalen Hurts. The guy wins. That's what Nick Sirianni says. He's not wrong. I think where we all kind of look at this and go is, man, be even better. And that's where I think you want to see that growth at some point from Jalen. And last week, there was growth, but it was one game. Can I see that sustained over 3-4 games where he needs to throw the ball like that? That's the big question.
Hey, Scott, Dave Klemic. I want to explain to you why you're such a weapon for us, because when I was playing for the Chiefs, I got to know Jason Whitlock pretty well, and he was in the media, and he'd be some people didn't like him. I did like him. And the thing is, you get to know the players like a friendship, so you're in there, you can get the pulse of the players in that locker room. And we do have questions on the stoicism of Jalen Hurts. Is he like that in real life? Is he just very emotionalist, or does he just do that in the football games? And do you think that's a weapon for him or against him?
I only get to see him for about it isn't even the locker room's open for about 45, 50 minutes. And so we get to see the guys in that context. Now, you can get a feel for players, like you said. You can get a feel for guys in that window. Like we know Brandon Graham's a clown. He's going to run around yelling, "Locker room's closed, guys." He's just joking with everybody. And a lot of the players are that way. Jalen's locker, and since I've been there, the starting quarterback's locker is always the first one right up by the door, the main door. And he will pop in. He does his thing, and then he has his press conference during that time at some point, so he will then leave for that. So I don't get a lot of time to see him. But what I see is a guy who is very serious. He is not joking around. He's not horsing around. He's not laughing with the other players, at times doing other things. But that being said, he's not also in there very long. But what I see is what I would expect to see from a guy like Jalen Hurts. I think he is what we expect. He is that serious guy who is very dedicated to the job, looking to get it done. And so, therefore, he is not that guy who's, out there. But I think that's who he wants to be. Like, you all have fun. Stay engaged. This is the way I am having fun. He's having fun by making sure he's prepared. And that's what I think I see. I see a guy who's very dedicated to, in that time that's their time. He comes in, he sits in his locker briefly, kind of does whatever, changes out some of his folders or his binders and the whatever it is, and then he gets ready to go do his press conference. And then by the time he comes back from that, we're more or less done and out of there. So I don't get a big glimpse of Jalen Hurts, but he's not the guy who's out there rah-rah, laughing it up in the locker room. He is very serious, and that's the way he chooses to lead, and I think that's a good thing for a starting quarterback.
Scott, to kind of keep it on the Jalen Hurts conversation here, I had asked the guys in the last hour, I want to repurpose it for you. We saw a completely different passing game versus the Steelers compared to the Panthers games. So how can the Eagles do a better job, the coaching staff, do a better job at making sure that what we saw versus the Steelers was not just a flash in the pan?
Well, I said this before last week, and I think this is kind of the formula I'd like to see going forward. Somewhere in those first 15 days, this week the first 3, you got Devontae and Devontae Brown versus Jay Wood can play Devontae the third week. I would like those two get their hands on the ball sometime in those 15 plays, so they're waiting until halftime they touch it once. Guys are guys you got to get involved. And that first touch, I would love to hear his thoughts, but that first is so feel a part of the game to feel like gotten into that rhythm, that chance to make that catch and be a part of it. And I think that for those guys is important to be a part of it early on. I think it also shows the defense that we're not just going to run Saquon into the ground here. We're going to at least spread it through the air a little bit. And I just want to see those weapons get their hands on the ball. They might not get it 6, 7, 8 times a game. But if they get it once early, and then you can count on them again later in the game to maybe get it 3, 4 more times, I think that's where you can really build some momentum, keep those guys happy a little bit. But, Dave, I'd love to ask you, I think that first touch early in a game can be so critical to building confidence and rhythm.
We're talking with Scott Grayson every Sunday throughout the football season. We get the keys of the game brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City. Scott, on the defensive side of the ball, this team is like number 1 in total defense, number 1 in pass defense, first in points allowed. They only give up 15.1 points a game. They got 33 defensive sacks right now, and, of course, they've got their first and forced fumble recoveries. on the defensive side of the ball, who's your leader right now? Who's the guy that stands out in the locker room that just you think is the number one guy, the leader there in that locker room?
Well, I would answer that question two different ways. I think Jalen Carter is the leader on the field in terms of, I mean, that guy wrecks plays. That's just what he does, and sets the tone a lot with leading by example in that regard. As far as a leader in the locker room, I still think you're looking at a Darius Slay, as that kind of guy who's leading that secondary. Even, he has really taken Quinyon Mitchell under his wing, and Cooper DeJean to an extent, and Reed Blankenship. The one thing that impresses me, I think, the most to kind of help answer that question, Billy, is that these guys really are a unit. The chemistry there is real. I see it in the locker room, and then it translates onto the field exactly what I would expect from what I see in the locker room. These guys like playing with each other. They like playing for each other. They are engaged as a unit, working together. They enjoy working behind the scenes together. You don't always see that. You really don't. And from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson all the way down through Darius Slay to the rookies, that whole back end is playing so well together. In terms of leadership, I just continue to think that Slay is leading back there, and they're all looking to him as the veteran leader. But I just think in terms of who's leading on the field, by example, every play, Jalen Carter pretty much blows up a lot of those offensive lines that leads to the other guys making plays. Now, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, they're leading by example as well. I mean, they're racking up tackles like crazy, but it all starts with what Jalen Carter's doing up front. And that's why I think that defense is so good, is because you got guys up front wrecking the play. You got linebackers doing their jobs, and the secondary shutting stuff down. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell's barely even being thrown at, and he's a rookie. It's crazy. And that, I just think this defense, to me, is one of the bigger reasons why I think they have a chance to win the Super Bowl, more than per se the offense.
All right. With that being said, now it's time for your three keys to the game, brought to you by Blitz's Markets for today's game. And by the way, they win the division.
They win the division, and they clinch no worse than the 2 seed as well. So they're motivated going down there. Here's the one thing that scares me a little bit. I can't remember the last time they played a great game at Washington. For whatever reason, that place just seems to be a little house of horrors to a certain extent. Not that they lose, but they just don't look pretty doing it. So here's the thing for today. Listen, key number one, Saquon Barkley had almost 200 total yards against them in the first game. I give them a healthy dose of Saquon Barkley yet again. Like, hey, you didn't stop the first time. Good luck this time. So I let Saquon kind of set the tone. That doesn't mean that you don't go to the air at all. So you've got to filter it in through the air. Like I said, I want to see some early touches for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and then go from there. And also let Saquon be a part of the game through the air as well, a little part. But that's key number one, ride Saquon. Key number two, you got to pressure Jaden Daniels. The more you get to him and you get those hurries and you make him make decisions, that's what they kind of did a little bit in the first game too. You can make him make mistakes and throw it away. And I think that's going to be a good thing to do as well. Number three, just don't let Terry McLaurin beat you. He's the one guy I think on this team that could really, have a day. And I don't think he will, but I'm saying he's the one guy, if you let get going, that means Jaden Daniels is getting him the ball. They're going to start building a rhythm, and you don't want that to happen. So, and obviously the only way I think this team beats themselves is by turning it over. So, that obviously is always a key for me too, Billy.
All right, give us your score, your prediction for Week 16.
I like the Eagles today. I think they've got plenty of motivation. They know they're still playing for that 1 seed on top of the things we said they can clinch today. I talked to them this week about checking goals off the list. It is something they want to do. I think they're gonna win today, 31-17.
31-17, Scott Grayson's pick. Scott, Mark Grimes just texted me. He said, ask Scott what he thinks about your team being underdogs to Texas in the Peach Bowl.
Listen, hey, we're in the quarterfinals, man. I'm just thrilled to be there. I knew we were going to play Texas. There was no way Clemson was going to win that game. Now, they gave Texas a good fight. But, yes, I know we're underdogs. That's fine. They're going to get a healthy dose of Mr. Scattaboo, and I'm fine with that.
All right, Scott Grayson, we want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. listen, we really appreciate you each and every Sunday and look forward to seeing more of you all the way to the Super Bowl. We'll be down there at Radio Row this year. I'm looking forward to that. And Scott Grayson, once again, Merry Christmas. Let's go Birds.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Enjoy the holiday.
All right, there he is, Scott Grayson. We get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Let me tell you about McCann Appraisals. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, or more. Ask the professionals at John A. McCann and Associates. They're licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call, 609-263-7422. What an atmosphere in here, Dave Klemic. The place is getting packed. We got Bleed Green. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig, as we broadcast live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Eagles Commanders matchup, and it looks like the Phillies' hot stove is completely cooled off. Mike McGarry, Grayson's Grades, Football at 4, all that and more Monday live at the Fanatics Sportsbook at Ocean Casino in Atlantic City.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
How would you like to win 2 tickets to the Eagles-Cowboys game on December 29th? PicksForGood.org is sending 2 fans, VIP, club level, Eagles-Cowboys, December 29th. Access to VIP tailgate, food and beverage included. PicksForGood.org for your chance to go see Eagles-Cowboys December 29th down at the link.
'Twas the month of December, and all across the lot, the people were raving about the Kias they got. It was the best holiday ever, and everyone had it made, cause Matt Blatt Kia gave them more for their trade. It's the Season of New Traditions sales event. Currently buried in a loan or lease, Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released and into your brand new all-wheel drive Kia Sportage or Sorento SUV. 0 down, 0 payments until March, or 0% for 48 months. So bring any old sled, because if you have a job clearing $450 per week, you too could be approved. And drive home in a brand new Kia K4. Just $159 per month lease with 0 security deposit and only $36.50 due.
It's gotta be a Matt Black Kia.
With approved credit, $13.89 per thousand finance. Not all will qualify. Credit may affect down payments. Offers can't be combined. Go to mattblackkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 1/4/25. Matt Black Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
Voted the #1 sub shop in South Jersey year after year, Chico & Sons on Tilton Road in Northfield is a must-have. The food is so good it became the go-to place for cast members of The Sopranos to stop in when they were in Atlantic County. Whether you are just watching the game or having friends and family over for a holiday gathering, Chico's & Sons Catering has you covered. Open daily from 10 to 8 for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Visit ChicoandSons.com today to order online. That's ChicoandSons.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. 1 o'clock kickoff. Come on down and join us at LaScalas. Great food, great view here. We're looking at the Atlantic Ocean. Dave Klemic and Josh Hennig with me as we're getting ready for Eagles football. We're going to win the division today there, Dave Klemic.
I mean, I'm not looking past it. I'm pretty sure we got it,
right.
But I want that #1 seed. So.
All right, and now I'll tell you what, I am blessed to have a crew like you guys. We do these shows, and we have a lot of fun doing it. PJ Corda, Mr. Negadelphia, is now here with us, and if you're watching us on the X platform or StreamYard, he just gifted us the greatest Christmas present ever. Thank you so much, PJ. This is awesome. Man.
No worries, man. No, I couldn't think of a more appropriate gift for you guys.
How did you think of this? How did you come up with this?
I can't take all the credit. My wife.
I figured that.
She thinks of these things.
I mean, it's like it's got the eagle, the eagle head of the eagle, the Philly P, the 76er in the middle of the P with the Flyers logo at the end, and it says 97.3. Everybody's got the number 97.3 on our back, and our names: the Schweiner, Clement M. But my brother's got the twin. Do it all. You got Nick Earnshaw's got one, right?
Yep, absolutely, man.
How creative are you, man?
Yeah, no, it should be good, man. I'm hoping we're going to go to some games and wear our gear with us.
Did you go to the Penn State game yesterday?
Yeah, it was a blowout. I left early, though, okay? So it was cold, and it was like, look, it was a clear victory, okay? There was no doubt about it, all right?
You're funny, too, because you were at Notre Dame, and then you didn't even stick around for that game.
No. Once you know who's going to win, I'm like, all right. What's going to happen now? Yeah.
All right, PJ.
But he's got to be there to make sure it gets a certain way, then he leaves.
Exactly. It's for, support.
Did you stick around for the whole Super Bowl?
The last two.
They flew in for the Super Bowl and then flew back the same day. Eagles in, right? When the Eagles went.
Yeah, we chartered in, chartered out.
Same day.
It was, you know what it was? They got to be real better at picking the cities they host the Super Bowl in.
Right.
That city was not prepared to have that many people.
Oh, is that right?
Oh no, and that's why we had field issues too, because they didn't have room to move the field out because it just wasn't set up for it. It was.
All right, PJ, you're Mr. Negadelphia. We do a segment with you each and every Saturday. Josh Hennig had a great question, and he asked it to me because I'm a fan. He's analytical. He's objective. Dave is a former player, but you're Mr. Negadelphia. Why do people not appreciate Jalen Hurts? He's the sixth winningest quarterback of all time since 1970, but everybody's always giving him a hard time because he's not hitting this receiver open. He wins ugly, I guess, but he wins.
He does win, and last week he played great.
Right.
And if we saw him play like he played last week, every week, I think we'd have a different
view. So you
wanted
if he was more consistent.
That's not just because he shows up some games huge, and then other games it's like, wow, man. Like I would have requested anybody, but
well, yeah. So being that just an impatient fan, maybe not a negative fan. You are negative. You are how long have I've known you? You are hyperbolically negative. But Coach Vermeil says people are just impatient. They want it now. But you go on the negative, on the absolute hyperbolic negative. It's funny. It's hilarious. I love it. But, like, from a fan standpoint, do you think that you're more in real life, real negative, or is it impatient.
It's a combo. It's frustration is what it is, right? Because it's like if Jalen never played like to the level that he did last week, it was like we wouldn't really be missing it. Nobody would be that mad about it, right? But like when you see him do it, and then you see the next week where it's not the same guy, that's where you get that frustration. That's where the negativity comes out because you know you could do better. You know what I mean?
All right, we got Mr. Negadelphian in the house. Dave Klemic, my brother Bobby Schweim's here. Josh Hennig. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. We're broadcasting live at LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. Come on down to LaScalas. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the food. We got a great crowd in here. We got Bleed Green in the background. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schweim live at LaScalas. Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Cross court, Paul George, three-pointer in the air. It's good! PG for three!
It's Sixers Spurs. Tomorrow night, coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Sixers basketball all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby, right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
I'm Merrill Reese for Mike's Seafood Polar Bear Run Walk for Autism in Sea Isle City. The Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism has been promoting awareness and raising funds for special service schools and families of special needs children. Come join over 5,000 participants in the 5K race and the Family Fun Walk, followed by a great after party. Join us in huge heated tents where there will be great food, unbelievable door prizes, and the awards ceremony. The party is not just for the runners and walkers, it's for the entire family. They'll have clowns, superheroes, and face painters for the kids. For more information or to register, go to polarbearrunwalkforautism.com. That's polarbearrunwalkforautism.com. MikeSeafoodRunWalk.com.
Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism is Saturday, February 15th at JFK on the Boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Registration is from 9:30 to 11:30. Run Walk starts at noon. That's Saturday, February 15th at JFK on the Boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Any day you could do something for children with disabilities, it's a good day.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back at LaScala's Beach House for our Eagles pregame show. Man, what a crowd we have here. And I tell you what, Dave, what a present P.J. Corder just bestowed upon us. What a gift for Christmas.
He is the best gift giver I've ever known. And a lot of it he'll always say, well, that's my wife. Because I don't think of anything. So it's unbelievable.
Well, we're broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House. We got Bleed Green here. They're performing their song in and out of breaks. And we're having a lot of fun. In a few minutes, we'll be talking to the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. He will be with us in here in a second. I want to say that Mark Grimes just texted in with his pick. Let me put it, Mark Grimes. He says the Eagles win 30-17. So not too far away from what Scott Grayson says.
Yeah, no one should be that far off what Scott Grayson says because he's pretty much in the he's got the best, closest take to everything. I mean, he's right in the locker room with everybody. I mentioned earlier that I got to be friends with Jason Whitlock and being in the locker room and everything like that all the time, and he wasn't friends with everybody. A lot of people want to fight that dude.
Reporters generally, I mean, you can't become friends with you got to be, as you say, you're being objective as a person.
Well, you can be objective and not adversarial.
But you can't be friends with somebody.
It's not about being friends. It's about having a professional, functional relationship. You don't have to be adversarial to get along and work with people. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, for example, Derek Gunn, who's been covering the Eagles for years.
Right.
He is friendly with all the players, but he still does his job. And none of the players hate him for him doing his job and being honest.
And speaking of media, Howard Eskin retired from WIP, right, recently?
Yeah, he just abruptly quit.
Yeah, he wasn't very liked. You know what I mean?
He is not well liked.
Very honest, but he's not very liked. And it's kind of the same as Whitlock was in our locker room.
All right, you have to be friends with everybody. You just got to report it accurate, right, Josh?
Well, we got to get to Brian Hartley because we got some actives and inactives to go over for NFL Week 16.
Now it's time for my fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant at Summers Point, serving lunch, dinner, and spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com or call them for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. That's 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44, celebrating their 80th season. That's Charlie's Bar. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. I welcome into the locker room my fantasy football guru and yours, Brian Hartley. Good morning, Guru. Yeah, well, I know what you're talking about. Nah, I got eliminated. That's pretty funny, Guru. Hey, listen, man, I tell you what, as everybody else has to deal with, except for if you're Dave Klemic, where you set it and forget it, you have to adjust your lineup because of all the injuries. I got everybody back, but it just wasn't enough, and I was eliminated.
All right, so Brian, the theme of the segment is that it's about fantasy football. So let's get some of these actives and inactives. So some of the big news coming out today so far, no Quinnen Williams. You mentioned Puka Nacua. So if you are a Rams owner, Stafford, Nacua, Cooper Kupp, are you feeling better now that the Jets are missing one of their best defenders? Also playing today, Tony Pollard and Zach Ertz are both active. They are both good to go. So for fantasy owners of Ertz with the Washington Commanders and Pollard with the Tennessee Titans, how you feel about those guys today?
All right, fantasy football guru Brian Hartley. Now it's time for your picks in the NFL for Week 16 from a fantasy football guru Brian Hartley. Yeah, it's unbelievable, Brian. It's been such a great year. And once again, I wrote on 97.3ESPN.com, as I do every Friday, that we've been blessed. What a year, man. A dominant team on both sides of the ball. What a lot of fun to watch. All right, give me your prediction for today's game against the Washington Commanders. 1 o'clock kickoff. $27-19. I hope you're right, Guru. Let me ask you another question before we let you go, Guru. Does Saquon Barkley break the record this year, Eric Dickerson's record? All right, fantasy football guru. Listen, man, you should be down here with us at LaScalas. We got a huge crowd here right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got Bleed Green song coming up here in a few seconds. But fantasy football guru, we wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you next Sunday. All right, go Birds. There he is, Brian Hartley, a fantasy football guru. Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant in Summers Point, serving lunch, dinner, spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com. Call them for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. That's 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44, celebrating their 80th anniversary. That's the Charlie's Bar in Summers Point. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City, and it's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com. Give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Philly Man, Jersey Man, and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey. They attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, we're broadcasting live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine. Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, Josh Hennig, Mr. Negadelphia is in the house. Nicky Earnshaw, Nick Nuggets, my brother Bobby Schwein. Come on down to LaScalas, watch the game. You're listening here live on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season later today in Washington against the Commanders.
Daniels is back. Daniels steps up. Daniels is sacked! Back at the 34 by Nolan Smith.
Pregame coverage starts at noon with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi, my entire family's obsessed with all things Wicked, but my kids can't stop watching the trailer, and now they're having a Wicked-themed sleepover. Do you think our internet can handle all of the streaming and memeing going on?
Well, we've engineered our Xfinity gateways to handle hundreds of devices at once, so they can all stay magically connected.
Wow. Are you a wizard?
I wish. No, just someone that won't let a bad connection burst your internet bubble.
Now through December 22nd, get Thrillifyingly fast 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com to learn more. And keep the magic going from your screen to the big screen. And see Wicked in theaters now. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan or auto-pay or stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity internet. Actual internet speeds vary and not guaranteed.
The holidays are just around the corner, so now's the time to shop new deals at Lowe's. Make your home even merrier with up to 75% off select holiday decor clearance. Plus, don't miss our limited time weekly deal drops on items like appliances, tools, grills, and more. There's something for everyone on your list. Count on Lowe's to help you save all season long, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 12/19 through 12/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at the Cheese Board, Central Square in Linwood for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. We got a great crowd down here. We're getting ready for the Eagles Washington Commanders at 1 o'clock. Come on down to LaScala's Beach House and join us for a big Eagles win. Now, right now, we're going to get ready. We're going to play Elijah Grace and Dave Klemic are going to recite "'Twas the Night Before Football" one more time. So you go sit. Can you stand next to him? All right, here we go. Elijah Grace and Dave Klemic. Dave Klemic performing "'Twas the Night Before Football."
Well, you know, it wouldn't be Christmas without "'Twas the Night Before Football," right? Written by Dave Klemic, Nick Earnshaw, and Josh Hennig. 'Twas the night before football, when all through the land, the locker room crew still had their feet in the sand.
The Barkley jerseys were hung on their shoulders with care and hoped that the locker room soon would be there.
Eagles fans listening in their cars or their sheds while the Bobby and Billy fight float in their heads.
Schwam in his Teos and Leeds in his cap. We're still just getting over talking Negadelphian smack.
When out on the air, there arose such a clatter. The locker room boys had to see what was the matter.
Away to the speaker, we flew like a flash, turned up the volume, but it wasn't the sports bash.
The Kelly green color on the breasts of new fallen snow gave insight of game day to those listening to the show.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear, but Billy wearing super tight ESPN locker room gear.
With the producers on the show so clever and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Hennig or Nick.
More rapid than Klemic's 40 time, Schwam's lives read they came. He grunted and shouted and called guests by name.
Now Hartley, now Grayson, now Earnshaw, now Ryan, on Klemic, on Hennig, man, this show is flying.
He spoke very raspy while doing his work and entertained Eagles fans, making them smirk.
With game day approaching, there's nothing to fear. The Eagles' next win soon will be here.
10 to 12 on the weekend, so please set your timer. Because
nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner!
Yeah, way to go, AG. We've had a blast here at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. We've been here. We did 8 dates, and we've had Vince Papali with us. And we've had the Bleed Green guys singing they debuted their song earlier in the season. They're here live, and it's culminating today, Josh and Dave. I want to thank Dave. I want to thank you so much for being a part of the live broadcast. You bring a lot to the table with your experience and your knowledge of professional sports.
Just so you know, Billy's crying right now.
Shut up.
Billy's got tears rolling down. I was like, hey, man, I know no better way to spend a weekend talking football with you. Seriously. I love you guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Josh, as always, this show wouldn't go on without you. You are, on the back of your jersey, PJ coined it perfectly, do it all, and you do. You get here, you set us up, and you get us on the air. And then sometimes you pulled it off with like 30 seconds to go, but you got us on. And I want to say Merry Christmas to you and your family, and thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Bill. And it's nice that at least someone on this planet acknowledges my existence.
Josh, you're one of the most talented human beings I've ever met, honestly.
We've had such a great run. Once again, Vince Papali was here. That was so much fun. We had a huge crowd. And now culminating into this, the Eagles need a big win today, and hopefully we'll get it.
Well, we do need to do one thing before we.
Am I forgetting something?
We do need to get one prediction before we.
Let's get our predictions. What am I doing?
So I need the twin to come over here.
All right,
we're gonna put Bobby. Bobby, we're gonna
here
get
we
your
go.
prediction for the game.
Bobby, what's your prediction? Hurry up, we got a few minutes.
All right, and we talked about that with Jalen Hurts, and it's not just us. We know the guy can do it. We've seen it, and so real quickly, I think he's going to have another good game, and I'm looking. It's cold, so I think I'm looking 24-13 Eagles.
24-13 Eagles. All right, Dave Klemic, you can go next.
All right, so I got 31-14 Eagles, and I agree that the weather does have an effect on production, offensive production. Yes, especially because you can't kick the ball as far. But I think they would have beat them by more, right, in this situation if it was nicer out. So I'm still saying 31-14.
31-14. Nicky Earnshaw's in the house. Nicky's Nuggets. What do you say, Nick? What's your prediction for today?
It's great to be here. I made it at the buzzer. I'm keeping it 27-21. Not changing a thing.
Eagles 27-21. 27-21. Josh Hennig, you're next. And I got to tell you, every time I see this with everybody taking the Eagles, it makes me skeptical, but not today. Go ahead, Josh.
So I do think the Eagles are going to win, but I don't think it's going to be the most aesthetically pleasing game because I think you're going to see a lot of running in this game. So Jonathan Allen was ruled out on Friday. He is their best defensive lineman. So I think this is going to be a game where the Eagles say, you know what, believe you, Washington, we're going to run the ball and we're going to make you stop us. So I think it's going to be a kind of one of those like 24-10 kind of games.
Okay, 24-10. All right, ready for this, guys? Like I said, usually when I see everybody picking the Eagles, I get nervous, but I'm only going to take it another way. I think the Eagles are going to they learned a valuable lesson last week that they can both run and pass the ball. I think because of Brian Robinson with his remarks be saying that he thinks the Commanders are a better team than the Eagles. I think the Eagles are fired up. They know that the division's on the line today. I think they blow out the Washington Commanders. And I'm going to say, in the cold, Dave Klemic, the Eagles are going to win this game 34-13. And they smoke them. It's not even close. How about that?
And because you said that, it's probably going to be 24-21.
All right, Danny Ryan, before we go, what about you? What say you, Danny?
Yeah, I agree with most of you guys, if not all of you. Jaden Daniels, he's more healthy this time around, doesn't have the banged-up ribs, so I think their offense will look better, but I'm going to go 24-17 Birds.
24-17 Birds. There it is. Everybody has picked the Birds, Dave.
I think it's a clear cut. Even the Washington Commanders, I can tell you my secret weapon is to go on to the opposing team's podcast and listen to them. They all picked the Eagles, too.
AG, what's your prediction? Eagles are going to win. All right, what's the score, AG? What's the score for the Eagles game today?
The Eagles are going to win 29-12.
29-12.
Little scoreagami there.
She's spoken like a true analyst.
That is a scoreagami, by the way.
We're going to have Bleed Green Nation play the song and serenade us on the way out as we get ready for Eagles-Commanders game here at 1 o'clock. We're at LaScalas, but you can listen to all the action live on 97.3 ESPN.
Before we get out of here, Dave, and I always take notes, so was there any topic or point about the game you want to hit on before we get out of here?
Only thing was I looked at style, and I was looking at style points, right? And I look at what we are, the modern pro spread and all that stuff. I think we're going to just run the heck of the ball today and just run it, and I think Saquon Barkley's going to get about 2 bills today.
Wow.
Guess what, Josh? I think Saquon Barkley's going to have a monster game, but I also think that A.J. Brown has a great game, and Jalen Hurts is consistent with another great performance. I think they're going to blow him away. I really do.
I was listening to Lane Johnson talk on Chris Long's podcast this week, and he said that they want to get back to running the ball because they want to be assertive as an offensive line.
Look, the whole league is watching this game today. They want to see exactly, everybody knows about the Eagles now. And I think if they do have a great game and they're firing on all cylinders, it'll send a message to the rest of the league that this is a team to be reckoned with.
It's already there. They're just going to scream it louder now. Let's go, Eagles.
Let's go, Birds. You got to come down to LaScala's Beach House. We got a big crowd here today. Bleed Green's playing in the background. I want to thank Kenny Curcio, Ryan Fiske, and Al Pinaccio for doing a great job with the Bleed Green Nation. Maybe this song will stick, Josh.
I mean, it better after you had them play it about 2 million times today.
I know word for word now.
Right. I want to thank PJ Corder. What a great Christmas present. I don't know if you're watching us on the StreamYard or YouTube channel, but he's got it's a hockey jersey that has the Eagles bird, the Philly P incorporated, the 76ers logo in the middle of the P with the Flyers wings on the back, and it's pretty cool.
It's one of the coolest presents I've ever seen. I told you there was no way that you could know how cool this actually was.
And you blew it up so much, I was thinking by the time we get this thing, it's going to be anticlimactic, but wow.
I told you.
100%
That's
right.
what creativity and that's a really good gift giver right there.
Once again, I want to thank everybody that's been a part of my show. Nikki Earnshaw, my brother Bobby, the Negadelphian PJ Corda, of course, Josh and Dave. I really appreciate you guys. And come on down to LaScala's Beach House and join us for the Eagles pregame show. We're going to be here watching, celebrating. It's Christmas time. Take a break from your shopping and come on down to LaScala's Beach House. I want to thank everybody, and I'll see you next week. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Today